Pablo, light it up.
I had to buy the Porsche when I was young. Trap, 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 trap. I had to buy the Porsche when I was young. Trap, 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 trap. Got it out the mud, all they ever wanted was a plug. All my niggas studs, money coming, gotta get it up.
What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, man. We talking UFC boxing crossovers in 2020. So here's the thing, man. We might have two of them. Coming up in 2020. And that's Floyd Mayweather versus Khabib Nurmagomedov and Clarissa Shields versus Amanda Nunes. Now, there's been a lot of talk about these fights, man. And we just might get these fights in 2020. First fight is the Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Floyd Mayweather fight. Now, look, man. Dana White and Floyd Mayweather, we know they're the bosses of this whole thing here. And they met up presumably at a Lakers game. Dana White came out in the interview and said they met up. It was coincidental that their seats were next to each other, and they just pretty much start talking about it, and they had a handshake deal. And, you know, in the business world, a handshake is pretty much a deal just about set in stone. So they shook hands. They made a deal that this fight would happen. Now, I'm pretty sure as the boxing fans, we've all heard that Floyd Mayweather is going to be making a return. The thing is, we never heard about the opponent. This would be a return to combat sports. If he got Nurmagomedov in the ring, this would definitely be a return to boxing, but it's not what we expected from Floyd Mayweather. Miguel Angel Lopez, John Jones versus Deontay Wilder would be cool. Yeah, John Jones would beat the hell out of Deontay Wilder. But, yeah, that would be cool. Definitely we will see Deontay Wilder get beat up then, I tell you that. So, you know, Dana White and Floyd Mayweather put the biggest fight in boxing history together, which was Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, and at least by money sales and everything else like that, the biggest fight there is to see. And now it appears they may be working on another matchup concerning UFC and the boxing world. But there's two matchups on the table, presumably for this year, and that could be Clarissa Shields facing Amanda Nunes. Now, this one is more likely, it's been talked that this one could go both ways, actually, a two-fight deal potentially. And one, they would first meet in the boxing ring or the octagon, and then they would meet again in either or. So there hasn't been any indication of which fight would be first, like if it would be in the octagon first or if it would be in the boxing ring first or vice versa. There hasn't been any indication of that, or if they'll definitely fight for sure. But there has been a lot of talks about it, and the talk is building up. And then there's also been a report out that they might do cross promotions on both fights. So it'll be a two-fight deal. Both ladies getting a chance in their own discipline. And so this is another fight on the table that we could get cross UFC boxing promotions. Floyd Mayweather and Khabib Nurmagomedov, and then we could get Clarissa Shields and Amanda Nunes. Now, here's my thoughts on the fight. Well, Floyd's not going to take any fight that he's going to lose. So we can pretty much forget about Floyd seeing Khabib Nurmagomedov in an octagon. We can pretty much forget about that. Floyd's going to have this fight happen where it's going to benefit Floyd. And no way in hell is that going to benefit Floyd in the octagon. These two ladies here, they'll lose, in my opinion, each fight in each discipline. I don't believe that Amanda Nunes can beat Clarissa Shields in the boxing ring at all. And vice versa. I don't believe that Clarissa Shields has anything for Amanda Nunes and that octagon. I just don't believe it's going to, you know, either one of them can cross over and beat each other. But my idea concerning the cross promotion, I don't think that we'll get a lot of this on the men's side. And for the UFC, it's probably no good for the UFC because once these UFC fighters taste that payday, there's nothing Dana White can do to reel them back in. The thing with the cross promotion on the woman's side, what's up, Toby Bartlett? I see you, bro. The thing with the cross promotions on the woman's side is that the money that these ladies are making as champions, there is comparable. So Clarissa Shields and Amanda Nunes, they probably make similar to around the same amount of dollars. You might imagine that Amanda Nunes could potentially be making a little more than Clarissa Shields, and in that case, it's definitely not a fight that would draw her away from the UFC. On the men's side, that could potentially draw that guy away, or at least make them a hell of a problem when they come back. That's what happened with Conor McGregor. Dana White really can't pay Conor McGregor enough money after the money he earned with Floyd Mayweather. What's up, Gun Rights Mafia? I see you. So my thing is that maybe if we get these cross UFC boxing fights, probably be better for the UFC that they happen more on the women's side because there's less chance that he'll get one of his stars, to get one of those prima donna syndrome, so to speak, where it's all about the money and you can't pay me enough and this, that, and the third. I think it's too much of a risk on the men's side. Khabib Nurmagomedov is not very much of a risk because if Khabib makes his money and Dana White loses Khabib's a star in the UFC, but the UFC is going to survive without Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's not a guy that's going to take too much away from the UFC. With Amanda Nunes, like I said, the money is close in what she makes and what Clarissa Shields makes, so he doesn't have to worry about losing her. But that would be a loss because that's his biggest female star in the UFC. So if we start getting these promotions, I would assume that it will be more on the women's side and less from the men's side. Jorge Masvidal, which is a huge star for Dana White, was talking about a cross promotion with Canelo. I doubt that Dana White would ever let that happen because he'll lose Jorge Masvidal for good. Or even if not, Jorge Masvidal comes back with this chip on his shoulder. Now you got to pay him a lot more money for each fight, Conor McGregor's making more than champions right now without a belt, but that's because now he's Conor McGregor. And Dana White does not, I'm sure, want to open the door for all these fighters to taste that money, and then he has to start paying them more. That's not what he wants to do. That's not even good business concerning the UFC and them making business. But we may have these two fights on the horizon in 2020, guys. It's a good possibility we might actually get two of these fights. We might actually see the Amanda Nunes versus Clarissa Shields, and we might actually get Floyd versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Let me give some shout outs. Miguel, appreciate you coming through. Toby, appreciate you coming through. Gun Rice Mafia, appreciate you coming through, bro. Just a little quick live about UFC and crossover fights on the rise in 2020. So, look out for them. Maybe we get them, maybe we won't. I'm not really too interested in these fights because we know how they're going to end. Whatever discipline they cross over in, that person's at an extreme advantage. That person will most likely win. So y'all know how I end this thing. Hit that subscribe for me on your way in or out, and hit that like. And for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.